Welcome to Audivy. Today, we're going to take a trip down memory lane and talk all about our beloved high school summers. Those days were truly special, weren't they? It's fun to look back and remember those carefree times when school was out and anything felt possible. For many of us, high school summers were a really unique time. So, what were your summers like back then? Did you spend them relaxing at home, maybe working a part time job, or were you always out with friends? For me, they were a mix of everything, but mostly about enjoying that wonderful feeling of freedom. You know, that sense that you had all the time in the world. I remember one summer in particular, it was just after my junior year. My best friends and I decided to go on a camping trip just for a few days. We packed a small tent, some snacks, and our old guitars. We didn't have much money, so we just drove to a local state park, which is a big natural area with camping spots. We spent the days hiking, exploring, and just talking for hours under the sun. At night, we'd sit around a small campfire, singing songs and telling silly stories. It sounds simple, right? But that trip was so special because we were together, making our own fun. No parents, no rules, just us. It taught me a lot about friendship and independence. We learned to rely on each other, even for small things like setting up the tent or cooking food on a small portable stove. That summer stands out because it was a time of pure, simple joy. We weren't worried about grades or what was next. We were just living in the moment. It was a time when everything felt exciting and new, and every day was an adventure. We felt so grown up, even though we were still just teenagers. I think those memories stick with us because they represent a kind of innocence and optimism we don't always feel as adults. That feeling of summer stretching out forever. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What made those specific moments so much fun? Often it wasn't about expensive trips or big plans, but about the small things. Things like bike rides, hanging out at the local pool, or late night movie marathons. Thinking back, it was all about that freedom we had. That feeling of being able to decide what we wanted to do with our days. Yeah, exactly. That freedom was the best part. It meant we could really lean into those long, sunny days. And oh, those outdoor adventures. We'd spend hours outside just exploring. Sometimes it was simple, like playing tag or hide and seek until it got dark. Classic, right? You just ran around with no real plan. Other times, it was more adventurous, like long bike rides to a new town or hiking a trail we'd never seen. Phew, we'd come home so tired, but with so many stories. It felt like a little expedition every time. And with all that free time, summer was also perfect for trying new things, right? Like new hobbies. I remember trying to learn guitar one summer. Let's just say I wasn't exactly a natural. Haha, but it was fun to just pick something up and give it a try. Even if it didn't last, like trying to bake fancy cakes or simple magic tricks. It didn't matter if you were good. It was about the experience and having a laugh. So true. But honestly, the biggest part of summer, for me, was just being with my friends. Definitely. We'd have sleepovers almost every weekend, talking and laughing until the sun came up. Or we'd just hang out, maybe at the local mall or sitting by the lake, doing absolutely nothing important. Those were the moments that really built our friendships, just endless time together. And sometimes, those fun activities needed a little money, right? For movie tickets or snacks. So, for many of us, summer wasn't just about endless play and exploring new things. It was also a time when we started to learn about earning our own money, about having responsibilities. Yeah, exactly. That's where those first summer jobs really came into play for many of us, right? Getting your first real paycheck felt like a huge deal. It was a taste of independence. For me, I remember working at a small ice cream shop. My uniform was a silly hat, haha, but maybe you worked at a local grocery store, stocking shelves. Or perhaps a summer camp, helping with kids. No matter where, these jobs taught us so much, didn't they? You started learning totally new skills, like how to talk to customers clearly or how to handle money. Imagine working at a cafe, you'd learn to make coffee or maybe even bake. Or at a store, how to organize everything. These weren't just for that job, but skills we'd use later in life too. And then there was understanding responsibility. Oh, that was a big one. Showing up on time every day, even when you didn't really want to get out of bed. That felt like a grown-up thing, making sure your tasks were done right, knowing that others depended on you. That's a huge lesson. It was about being reliable. People could count on you. That's a good feeling. You learn how to manage your own schedule, balancing work with, well, still having some fun, right? Because even with these new responsibilities, summer was still summer. It was still about connecting with people. Sometimes, those jobs even brought you closer to people you already knew, or you'd meet totally new friends. And maybe, just maybe, some of those new friendships started to feel like something a little more special. Yes, those something more feelings. You spent so much time together, maybe working, maybe just hanging out. You really got to know people on a deeper level, right? Shared secrets, talked about your dreams. These bonds felt extra strong because you were experiencing so much together. It was more than just school friends. And sometimes those strong bonds would turn into, well, maybe a first crush. A crush is when you really, really like someone. More than a friend, but maybe you're shy to say it. Haha, you'd try to sit near them at a picnic or find reasons to walk home together. That nervous, fluttery feeling in your stomach, oh, that was a classic summer feeling. Some friends even went on their very first dates, maybe to the movies or just for ice cream. Holding hands for the first time, wow, it felt like a huge moment, like time stopped. But then, summer always started to wind down. The days got shorter, the air changed. That feeling of having to say goodbye, knowing everyone was going different ways, maybe different schools. It was bittersweet, right? Happy for the memories, but sad the special time was ending. You'd promised to stay in touch, maybe write letters, remember landlines for calls. Haha. Even if those exact friendships didn't last, the memories of those connections stick with you. They shaped you, taught you about feelings, about caring for others. It was all part of growing up. And when you look back on all those feelings, all those moments, what often comes to mind is the music. The songs from that specific summer just bring everything back. Every feeling, every person. That playlist you had, maybe on a CD or a tape recorder, it was the soundtrack to your life back then. Oh, for sure. Every summer had its own special list of songs. Think about it, one song could just take you back to a beach bonfire, right? Maybe it was a pop hit playing on the radio or that rock anthem you and your friends blasted in the car. For me, Summer of '69 by Bryan Adams always makes me think of those days. Heh, it just felt like summer. Or maybe it was a slower song, perfect for a late night talk under the stars, and it wasn't just listening at home, was it? We actually went out to hear music. Local band shows, maybe a small festival in the park. My first real concert was an outdoor show. Wow. The energy, the crowd, singing along with everyone. There's nothing quite like that, is there? You'd save up all your allowance just to buy a ticket. Oh, the struggle was real back then. All these songs, all these shows. They weren't just noise. They became the background to our lives. Every memory has a song playing in the back, like a personal movie soundtrack. That first crush, a big laugh with friends, even a quiet moment of thinking about the future. Music really helps you feel what it was like, even years later. It's almost like a time machine. Thinking about all these moments, feelings, and songs, it makes me realize something important. We actually learned so much during those carefree days, didn't we? Not just about ourselves, but about the world around us, and other people too. Those high school summers taught us things way beyond just having fun. They really shaped who we became. Yes, exactly. I think those summers were like a training ground for grown-up life. We gained so much independence, for example. Maybe it was the first time you drove alone for real, just you and the open road. Or earning your own money from a summer job and deciding exactly how to spend it. That feeling of freedom was just huge, wasn't it? Haha, yeah, it really felt like a little taste of being an adult. Like, hey, I can actually do this. And with that independence came a lot of self-discovery, didn't it? We started to really learn about ourselves, what we liked, what we didn't like. Maybe you found a new passion, like photography, or realized you were really good at talking to customers at your first job. You got to explore parts of yourself you didn't even know were there. It was pretty cool. We also learned what kind of person we wanted to be, or even what kind of career path we didn't want. Right? All these small experiences were actually preparing us for the future, whether we knew it or not. Think about it, managing your time with friends in a job, handling unexpected problems. These are all skills you use every single day as an adult, aren't they? Yeah, those carefree days were secretly full of important lessons. They taught us responsibility, teamwork, and how to chase what makes us happy. Even though they feel like a world away now, those summer lessons still pop up in my life all the time. It makes me wonder, how can we bring a little bit of that awesome summer feeling, those good vibes and growth, into our busy lives today? Oh, that's a great question, actually. I think we start by finding those simple joys, just like we did in our summer days. Remember how a simple ice cream cone felt amazing? Or just laughing with friends for hours? We can absolutely bring that back. Enjoy a perfect cup of coffee or take a short, mindful walk outside. It's all about noticing the little things that make you smile now every single day. Next, let's really connect with friends. Those summer bonds felt so incredibly strong and supportive. Pick up the phone and call someone you haven't talked to in a while, really check in, or grab a quick lunch, even just a video call. A simple chat makes all the difference, trust me. Nurture those friendships. They're always worth the effort and bring so much warmth to life. And don't just look back at old memories. This is a big one. Let's make brand new ones. Haha, that summer spirit of adventure can still be with us right now. Try a new restaurant or visit a nearby town you've never explored before. Even learning a new skill, like baking or drawing, creates fresh, exciting experiences. Keep that curiosity and openness alive, right here, right now in your daily life. So, when I think about those high school summers, it's truly not just about the past. It's about remembering that pure feeling of possibility, of growth, and of simple, unburdened joy. It really reminds us that we have the power to create those good vibes, that summer feeling, at any age. Thank you so, so much for joining me on this wonderful trip down memory lane today. If you enjoyed our chat, please remember to subscribe to Audivy for more stories and insights like this one. We'll talk again soon, everyone. Bye for now.